Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so our card is the Four of Swords, which has everything to do with truth. Okay, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. So immediately I'm seeing lion energy. Okay, I absolutely cannot keep going until we talk about this. But first I want to say, if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you'd like to leave a like or a comment, I'd appreciate it. I'd love you forever. All right, let's see. We have a lion right here. You can see the head of it right here, kind of the face. Here's kind of the big mane and the rest of the body, and you can see the legs. Okay. And excuse me, I'm still working on this flu. Finally mostly gone, but I do sound pretty rough. Now we turn this and you can see here are the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and you can kind of see the ears. It looks like a young lion. Okay. So immediately, and this would be a male lion because it has that big, mane, right? And we know the female lion does not have all of the hair around her neck and face and such. So, yeah, definitely this father figure energy, right? Yeah, and I jumped to that because we have the younger cub energy over here, okay? And so maybe a Leo, maybe a set of Leos in your life. Maybe you are a Cancer who is on the cusp of Leo. You have some influences, or you have a major Leo placement, okay? Maybe, solar, lunar, or ascendant. Or Venus, right? Venus is also one that I have a Venus, actually. Leo Venus. Yeah, I feel like there's this connection here. This is like you are two peas in a pod. I think that you're very much like this father figure. Okay, now it could be grandpa, it could be dad, it could be uncle, brother, somebody who maybe you were fostered or adopted, or, like myself, my parents died young, and I have had so many kind of acquired parents along the way, mostly mothers, but also a couple father figures. Shout out to my my acquired dad, Keith. He's a most lovely person, and I feel so lucky to have him. And I usually don't mention names, but yeah, he's somebody that is so important to my life. So it could be an acquired father figure as well. Okay, teacher, mentor, that kind of thing. But I feel like this is somebody that was a role model for you. This is somebody who I think even, you might be in your 80s, right? In the prime of your life, by the way, and looking back on this time in your life years ago when, you were constructing that first identity, that persona, the first, kind of emanations of who we will be in the world and what we will do. And of course, we shed these skins over and over throughout life and we become so many things. But in this initial relationship, it seems that, it really it really was so important to you. And it is one that I feel like you kind of derive a lot of confidence from. You learn from an early age to believe in yourself, to be listened to speak your piece, not to just kind of, cower or hide. And I feel that this is something that really set you up for a lot of, at times hardship, right? But for the most part, I think it gave you the ability to go out there into the world and assert the things that you wanted and what you want. Of course, I'm saying this in past tense, but even now, right? Going out there and getting it. Just absolutely setting your mind to things, which makes sense for a Cancer, because I think most Cancer people, absolutely, when you get fixed on an idea or a concept or a belief or a goal, you have that big star in the sky that you are dreaming of, you stay the course for the most part, right? It might take a while, but here's where I think a lot of times you run into trouble is trying to translate that into your exterior world, right? And not so much at home, but in the functioning world, right? All in the bustle, in the in the tedium of social connections and having to navigate other people in their own paths and interests and personalities and so on. So with this, it's almost kind of like you gain the superpower to be fairly extroverted, at least in the sense that you can go out there and you can say what you need. You can do what you need to do, right? There is not a lot holding you back, but you also have this real strong, mental sharpness, right? You're a very thoughtful, logical, and reasoned person, until you're not, until we get into those really lunar waters. But, I think that this is a relationship that really stands out and something that, maybe you've been thinking, maybe, you've been seeing them more often, maybe, we are coming up here on Memorial Day in the United States. So it is kind of a time that we do think about those who have transitioned and how they, are missed and loved and how they added to our life, right? And so it would make sense to me that this would kind of be on your mind during this time. Okay, let's go ahead and see. What else do we have going on? So it looks like we have some, I was thinking it was like they were skanking, which is a kind of dance. It is a dance they do in like dance hall or ska music. But it feels like dancing, but it feels kind of aggressive too. We have a person here. You can see the head, the arm kind of up, the foot raised. It looks like maybe wearing a robe or a dress. Now we have another person, or maybe the same person, just in a different kind of position here, doing something similar, kind of bent forward a little bit. There is kind of the dress here. You can see the foot. We have a 3 right here. And then over here we have, again, kind of the head, the arm, and lifting up the skirt or the robe, kind of the dance. If you've worn long dresses or, something with many layers, you have to kind of lift it up. For me, I love wearing long dresses, but I sew I'm just not always great at it's not that I'm not great at it. I just don't take the time to alter my own clothes. I'll do my husband's pants or my daughter's, bring them up or whatever. But, I always just wear them how they are. So, and I'm 5 foot. So you can imagine a lot of dresses, I'm walking around like it's the Middle Ages. I'm lifting them up to not step on them. And so anyways, yeah, it kind of reminds me of the same, lifting up the skirt to dance around. And when it does, it feels like it's a time of, well, I get this kind of almost tickle on the top of my mouth. It is a sense of love. Have you ever been in a moment of love so great? And it doesn't have to be romantic necessarily. Sometimes when I taste something, especially if it's a new thing, lately it's been bitter. I like bitter things. And things like mustard. I really like real deep mustard taste. You'll get this tickle on the top of your mouth that'll go down your throat. And it's, I don't know, it feels, I can't explain how, I don't know, it's like an enthralled feeling, like a swollen plumpness of just love emanating, right? And I feel like this is a time where there's, it's like being in love over and over again, looking around you, waking up in the morning, going to bed at night, having these moments of just a fullness, a full connectedness. It feels so like velvety and kind of sensual. In a lot, I mean, it does. Or maybe it's kind of adjacent to sensual. There's a ecstaticness to it all. And I can feel, and I could imagine maybe a Cancer person kind of dancing a little passionately, kind of looking maybe a little angry, stomping around, and getting quick with the movements. And I kind of think of every year. Now, my husband and I, neither of us are German, like 0%. I'm Slavic, but I have no German. Like, that's the closest I am in my, I have family from the, former Yugoslavia area or Serbia. And, anyways, every year we go to a Bavarian fest. And it's just one of those things. I saw it in the paper and I thought, hey, let's go. I bet they have good food. And I love polka music. I love polka music. And it's in the middle of summer and it's super hot. And it's all outdoors. It's similar to Oktoberfest. But if you know my husband, Dove and Serpentero, his name's Paul, of course, and we're both sober. We're in recovery. So we don't drink. But we go every year, and watching the people dance. Sometimes we get involved. My daughter likes to dance, so we'll go up there and dance with her. But they dance and they dance with. I mean, it reminds me of the like strong, jerking and moving the legs and the beautiful dresses and skirts kind of flipping around. It reminds me of like flamenco or, one of these kinds of real intentional, but it's beautiful, it's sensual, it's powerful. And so I feel, I could see a Cancer person dancing like this. Definitely. These very graceful in their strength, right? It's not light and ballet and that kind of thing. No, I mean, ballet is intentional and strong as well, believe me. But yes, it's just, kind of brutal in a way. And I feel like it's like you applying your intention into things. Powerful movements and yes, forcing your way, right? Through this, I just imagine a beautiful, almost like forested area. Excuse me. And maybe I'm thinking of like, even like a garden, like Midsummer's Night's Dream, right? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Thankfully, my chest is breaking up. I do sound terrible, but I feel so much better. So I don't have a cough button like Paul does. You'll have to just forgive me. Yes. So anyways, like this kind of bacchanalian, lusty and it seems enchanted, right? And I feel like now this doesn't have to be that you're actually going dancing or dancing at all, but I feel like in your life there are these times where you just are in this movement of everything is magical. It feels like you are in your own story. Not that you're just living life, grinding it out, waking up, working and whatever, doing the stuff for the kids and coming home and cleaning up and going to bed and doing it again. And listen, we all live that way. Most of the time, probably. But this is like, it's almost like, when you go on vacation, those first 2 or 3 days of vacation where everything still feels new, novel, beautiful, serene, right? And it feels that way, but it's like it brings up this fiery power in you. And I can just feel you being in love. I can just feel you being almost like your presence is intoxicating. You are beautiful in this light. You are a creature to behold. You know what I mean? And it's just, you're glowing. You're glowing. And I love it. I love it. I'm going to take a drink. I'm getting a little dry there. Now I have to tell you, I took a shower to steam myself before I came and worked, and I got out of the shower and I looked up and there was a huge dragonfly in my bathroom. And I don't know how he got in, or she, I don't know, he or she. And we had all these storms the last 2 days. And so I figure maybe came in during, one of those and somehow, I don't know, maybe snuck in the door. Although we don't keep the doors open that much because of the cats. So I don't know how that really happened. But it felt like quite a magical occurrence. Okay, so we have a person holding a ring. Look at this. Right here. You can see the ring. Looks like a little diamond up there. And there's the heart right here. Then we have a person here who's kind of walking this way. You can see the head, kind of the body, the legs moving this way. The crescent moon. This looks like Hathor to me. She comes up a lot in my readings lately, with the horns. Although female cows don't have horns necessarily, but we're going to go with Hathor. Now, I think that there is a sense of, what does it feel like? It feels like almost like an unrealized love. A love that has stuck with you. Somebody that I think that you came close to maybe having some kind of marriage, possibly it could be, but maybe it was, a partnership at least, and maybe living together or something like this. But I just don't think it worked out. And I think that this is one of the great loves of your life. I think this is somebody that you continue to think about, even all these years later. And I think in some way, even if you're married, you have a family, kids, all of that, there's a part of you that there's a soul bond there. I feel like this is a person you manifest with. I feel even as though they are aspects of the beloved, right? This kind of divine partnership that you have with, the cosmos, the universe, God, goddess, whatever you like to call it. Aspects of that very apparent in this person. And I think this is somebody that you always return to in your mind. And so it is often with the first great love, or, one of the great loves, and circumstances lead you away from one another. It doesn't work out. And so I feel there's this real sense of keeping them in your heart. We do have that Hawthorne, but also, it is a lunar energy. So I also think of Diana, and we have the number 21 here, 21, and 21 again, it's repeated. So 21 being a significant number, or 12, it could be 12. But I feel like there's a sense of returning to them over and over and over again. Now, I almost feel like this kind of love, and we have the fish, right? I feel like, and this is, I don't know, maybe my own take on things, but I feel like we need to have unrealized loves in our life. Of course we do, right? Sometimes things remain in perfection because there wasn't room to be sullied, right? Even if you parted on not good terms, to let something live in your memory, in your mind, in such a way, in that, excuse me, in that unrealized, it is like a perfection, because it's just it's undamaged, over time. And I feel like you derive a lot of motivation through this experience of love and amor, amorous, and eros, and all, just the whole thing. And I feel in a lot of ways it is an unconditional love. It is a love that can never not be. And so, I think it's something that definitely colors your experience. And when we go into these periods of time where, you're feeling, activated and dancing among the stars, and just kind of powerful and swift, and and unforgiving in your beauty. It absolutely, this kind of love, this experience of a perfected love, it feeds into that. And I think it comes up to the beginning of your mind. But also, like we talked about in the beginning, that lion connection, another kind of profound love. And so this is a time, I think, where, no, you're not lamenting so much as swimming in these, these kind of ancient emanations of love, right? You can imagine your own little pond and your own sacred forests where you keep all of the dews of love, and once in a while you go for a swim, not to drown in it, just to bask in it a bit. And so let's see, what do we have going on here? So we have a spade. We have a group of animals kind of showing up here. Illuminating candle. The beginning of a sprout. So I feel like there's a perception of, I feel like it's almost like you hide your worlds away, because I feel like if you even, in your mind anyways, if you even let out a little bit of light, the big bad wolf is going to come knocking at your door, right? And that is the people in your life that feel like they kind of, are all opportunists or demanding, or, there's something off about their energies. And every time you kind of open yourself to their, I don't know, I was going to say advances, but it's not even, just like pushing into your life, feeling too familiar. If there's something that Cancer does not like, it is somebody who feels that they they're too familiar, that they belong where they don't, and they come into your life and they, feel like they should have access to every part of your, privacy or your personal life or whatever. And it's not happening, right? So I think that sometimes, you kind of keep yourself even more closed up than, I don't know, maybe that you'd like. But I look at this and I feel like there's this little, and through the love, really, and I think it is, there's the love, enchantment, that feeling of, in your throat, that feeling of love rising. And I feel your heart kind of opening a bit, taking a chance, possibly, right? Again, that connection, feeling so connected, and allowing yourself to indulge in some of the things that you really are passionate about, and through this, I think, we have a period of time really getting some strong messaging from the divine. Absolutely. Those spiritual downloads that people be talking about. I always feel weird saying it. I don't know why. I guess there's just some phrases that I haven't used them, but they're popular and, in the community jargon, which is cool. Some of them I will not use, like that twin flame one. Nope, not happening. Not happening. But nothing against the twin flame community. The concept to me is problematic, though, on a real esoteric level, maybe not too much, but the way that it's used really aligns people to be, feeling like they can take advantage of people and being taken advantage of. When we cannot separate our own autonomy from somebody else's, that could be a problem. It could be problematic, especially for people who are, kind of haven't done self-work. A lot of people have not in earnest anyways. And so, anyways, I don't say spiritual, I do in the videos. It's not something I say in real life, but I like the idea of emanations or apparitions of divine knowledge, and I like these kind of more spiritualist ideas, or the turn of the last century kind of occult names, words, or jargon, or whatever. But I think that this is a time where you're receiving a lot of messaging, very plugged in. Okay, dreams, visions, synchronicities, all very powerful. Keep note of them. Okay, get your journals going. All right, we're going to do the Wild Offering Oracle deck, and I'm just going to flip on through here and stop where it feels right. And it says confidence. There we go. That's the vibe, right? Divine confidence is completely different from the bravado of the ego. You make space for something larger to take hold. Please fill me with your confidence. Oh, love. Grant me courage I never knew I had. Yes. All right. Cancer, I love you. You know that I do. Absolutely. Truly and absolutely. Now, it's funny because I said that I have a Leo Venus placement. But one of my lovely friends, and once she gets her stuff together, I hope that she starts doing natal charts and stuff for people because she's very talented. I'll put up her information. She's somebody that I'm just so in awe of her constantly. I won't say, I'm not going to dox my people in my private life, but I know I did with Dad. But so anyways, she did a chart for me, and also I'm on the cusp of Cancer Leo kind of for my Venus. So really interesting there, because I had never really known that I might be in Cancer, right? I think it was what was it? I can't remember what house now. I remember my north and south nodes, but no, it doesn't matter. I'm rambling. Anyways, I was excited because, listen, if you know me from my readings, I have such a fondness for Cancer people. My biological mother was Cancer. My husband's a Cancer. I've had really good friends that were, Cancer. Some of my favorite people in the whole universe, right? All Cancers. And actually, a lot of them are close to Leo. A lot of them are towards the end of the Cancer period. So, yes, definitely. I was like, oh, so it makes sense. This is why I love them, because my Venus is matching. So, anyways, let's see, what else? Oh, yes, I love you. You know I do. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for putting up with this voice. And if you have, if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And if you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. And yes, thank you for all the love and support and outpourings of advice and concern about us being sick. you know, I keep putting this in videos because I see comments on my page or on my channel and on my husband's. My husband's been telling me, you know, that he's gotten some comments too about us having maybe black mold in our house or whatever. We don't. And I just want you all to know that we don't. We've had both houses inspected because we just moved into a new house. And, you know, in the process of all the things you have to do, you have to have inspections done. And so we're all good. All that stuff is you know, somebody else had said something about carbon monoxide. We're good with that. Our furnace is all good. You know, so it really just comes down to having young children. You know, we have a 4-year-old daughter who's in preschool. She brings home everything. She's also a child that was born right after the beginning. She was born in June of 2020. So if you remember what happened during that period of time in the world, you know that she and I and my husband, we were isolated for like about 2 years. So a lot of these kids in this age group did not get the, you know, their immune systems are a little different and doing catch up. So she's bringing home everything. We go to activities almost every day of the week for her with other kids around. And yeah, and it's just kind of what it is being a parent, you know, of young children. When they go into daycare, preschool, kindergarten, you know, elementary school, they tend to get sick. And so anyways, we are all good. And yeah, I don't know. I know I don't have to qualify anything, but I just want you to know that. And we're all in good health is the other thing. We go to the doctor. We both, my husband and I just recently had our checkups, and, you know, we get blood work done and everything. So we're cool. You know, so, but yeah. I love you all for it, but this is one thing I'll always take is your advice about, you know, teas, herbs, whatever things work for you. It doesn't all have to be natural stuff, organic stuff, or whatever, holistic stuff. That's, you know, preferred, but I'll try other things. You know, I told you a couple of weeks ago I was taking Claritin. I'm not taking it now because it dries me out too much, but you know, if it gets to the point where I need to, I will take medicine. So I always appreciate that. I have a running list of advice that you all have given me for the last year or so. So it's actually, I made a PDF of it. So when one thing doesn't seem to work, I go down the list and find something else that might work. And I appreciate that. I honestly do. It's been one of the big blessings of having this channel. So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm losing my voice. I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Good night.